Tonight, Tony Martin is on the desk, Ruby Rose meets All-American Rejects, and James Cameron on his new movie Avatar. Plus, we head across the nation for our Metro Whip-Around. This is the 7pm Project. Welcome to the 7pm Project. Great to have you with us. It's Friday. Carrie's here, our Friday ladies. Jane Hall and Ruby Rose are here. Hello. And for the first time ever, we're joined by Mr. Tony Martin on the desk.
Yes.
Welcome.
Straight from the set of the Godwin Gretsch story, which I've been filming all week, so hello to the fans.
Carrie Bickmore, what's happening in the world right now?
Well, in the news today, Friday the 21st of August, and the Lockerbie bomber has been released on compassionate grounds from a Scottish jail. He was found guilty in 2001 of blowing up Pan Am Flight 103 in 1988, killing 270 people, including 189 Americans. A crowd cheered as the terminally ill bomber stepped off the plane in his home country of Libya. President Obama disapproved of the release.
We have been in contact with the Scottish government indicating that we objected to this.
Medical experts have warned the swine flu vaccination could lead to an outbreak of the disease. The Infectious Diseases Society is worried that the planned use of large bottles containing multiple doses could transmit infectious diseases. But Australia's Chief Medical Officer says the risks are trivial compared with the threat posed by swine flu. Well, teenagers who play video games a lot are more likely to develop obsessive and antisocial tendencies that lead to problem gambling. Researchers at Adelaide Uni surveyed nearly 3,000 teenagers and found that over half had gambled in the past year and that 2.4% became pathological gamblers by the time they were 18. And now in some sport, the Aussies will head into day two of the deciding Ashes test tonight with the Poms sitting at 8-4, 307. Peter Siddle snatched back the advantage for Australia by tearing through the English middle order, finishing up with 4 wickets. And Jamaican superstar Usain Bolt has done it again, smashing another world record, this time in the 200 metres.
But here comes the great man, Usain Bolt, charging down the straight, and Bolt has smashed his own world record.
Bolt declared on Sunday that he didn't think he could break the record he set in Beijing, but he beat it by more than a tenth of a second.
Oh. Is he just too good? Is that? Do we need to level it out? Like maybe he should have to run in thongs or something like that?
Well, they need to put like hurdles just in his lane.
Yeah.
I like how he said, I tried really hard and now I'm a little tired. Like he wasn't doing the 10,000 metres, it was just the 200 metres.
Wait. I'm pretty sure, unless I misread the story, I'm pretty sure he did it quite quickly. I think that's what happened.
The bloke who came second came 0.62 of a second behind the man who came first.
Massive.
That's really not trying, is it? That's somebody they take a long, hard look at themselves.
The thing about Usain Bolt, though, obviously this is an amazing moment. He's broken 2 world records at these games and just clearly the star of the meet. But I'm sure he would have been a bit annoyed when Berlino, the mascot of the world champs, tried to horn in on his racket and take a lot of the glory. Check out this.
Yeah, have a look.
Yeah. Making it all about him. Yeah.
Even subtle.
And I do want to point out that we don't have the results yet of the gender test on Berlino the bear. We're waiting for that. Now, a bunch of people across the country are about to begin World Vision's 40-hour famine to raise money for the global food crisis, the other GFC. Now, Tim Costello heads up World Vision and he joins us now from Melbourne. Tim, thank you very much for joining us.
A pleasure.
Now, this scheme has been running for 34 years. Is it still as popular as it was?
It is. 350,000 Australians are doing it, starting at 8 o'clock tonight. Getting out of the little bubble where the fridge is always full and you've always got everything you want, and really getting into that bubble, which is true for 1.2 billion people, where they go without food. And I did it back in 1976 myself. I was convinced by the Monash University rep to do it, a long-haired, charismatic kid called Peter Costello.
Hey, Tim, how much money are you hoping to raise?
We're hoping to raise $5 million, and that will be going to the global food crisis. We know the global financial crisis. 2 years before, rice prices went up 100%. Now, our food prices go up, we don't eat out as much or buy takeaway. For the poor, when their prices go up, they don't eat. This is where that money's going.
So how much of that money, what would that money achieve?
Well, it'll feed tens of thousands of people. World Vision is the biggest NGO with the World Food Programme. We're feeding more than 10% of the population of Zimbabwe. And in over 60 countries, and given the global food crisis, unfortunately the need's always greater than just the resource.
Tim, can I ask, the 40 hours do have to be served consecutively, don't they? They cannot be spread over a week.
Look, we'll make an exception in your case. There are some who need help.
Tim Costello, thank you very much, and all the best with the 40-hour famine this weekend.
Have you done it before?
I did the 40-hour famine once when I was at school.
Yeah, but you cheated.
I didn't cheat.
You did. You totally cheated.
You're allowed to eat barley sugar, but I wasn't aware of the limits on barley sugar, and I pretty much ate like a sponsored diabetic. I just all the barley sugar I could get my hands on.
Whereas
basically.
I meted it out, you know, just 1 barley sugar per hour, 1 glass of water per hour. You know, I did it properly, Charlie.
Really?
Yeah, because my dad, I'm one of 3 girls, and we always used to hear, there are people starving in the world, girls. Clear your plates, please. So I did the 40-hour famine, like, you know, with a heavy mantle on my shoulders, I can tell you.
So everyone's going to be taking part in it. That bloke who was craned out of his house in Brisbane is going to be doing a 40-second famine.
I do love the 40-hour famine, but I do kind of feel bad. You know, the people in third world countries don't get to gorge themselves on McDonald's before it starts and then after it starts.
Yeah,
you know?
you see them on the news, the kids hoiking into a burger after it going, yeah, you've learned a lesson. I'm not sure which lesson, but you've learned a lesson. But there is still time for everyone to get involved in the 40-hour famine. For more information, go to our website, 7pmproject.com.au.
Now, if you aren't doing the 40-hour famine and we're heading into the weekend, a lot of us are thinking about taking it easy, but not this lady. Take a look at this. Queensland grandmother Ruth Frith turns 100 this Sunday, but she doesn't want a party or a cake. Ruth would rather a hammer, discus, shot put or even a javelin. Ruth is competing this weekend in a Masters athletics competition on the Gold Coast, and she holds the age world record in the 100, the long jump, triple jump and all the throws. Just don't ask her though about the colour of her discus.
It riles me when I see purple. Oh, yuck. I just have a nose.
Ruth joins us live from her house in Algester, Queensland. Ruth, how did you first get into competitive athletics?
I got sick of sitting in the stand minding everybody's bags.
Oh, Ruth, you hold so many records. Are you worried that one day someone's going to beat you or take them off you?
Well, that's what a record's for someone else to take. You don't own it. You don't never own it.
Do you think if you had a red discus instead, it would go faster? Because, you know, red things always go faster.
I didn't hit that.
That's all right. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, Ruth, is you're turning 100 this weekend. Have you received a letter from the Queen?
No, I haven't, because I don't believe in it.
She's a Republican.
I love the Queen. I love her. But to get a letter with the secretary's probably written and she stamped no.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Ruth, to celebrate your birthday, we wanted to give you a little something to make sure you look the part at the upcoming Masters Games. So here it is. This is a present for you. It's an Australian tracksuit with your name embroidered on it. Represent us well. Congratulations and happy birthday, Ruth. We'll check in and see how you go at the Games. Thank you very much.
Oh, good on you, Ruth. That's amazing. It is incredible.
I'll tell you, I love my nan, but she couldn't do the hammer throw at her age. She's like really good at the pole vault, but not the hammer throw. She's very good.
That's gorgeous. You know, my grandma's a veteran Olympian, just like Ruth. Yeah, she's got world records all over the shop.
Really?
Yep, she's 86. She's not competing in the Masters this year with Ruth, but she's got, you know, the javelin, the shot put, all that sort of jazz. Sprints, running.
Do you worry about injuries?
No, not at, well. I guess, yes. Nasty things could happen, couldn't they?
Can I just say, there is a rumour, you know what people in the media are like, I think she's shaving a few years off. She's apparently 105.
Really?
People do that.
And
it does go on.
I did forget to ask her if she's been gender tested as well. I'm just saying I forgot to... just apparently that's the thing these days. But apparently someone at the World Champs is competing this weekend, Australian
Steve
pole
Hooker, yeah. He's going for a gold in the pole vault. He did come up injured after he last competed, so hopefully he is okay, but we could get gold. That would be great.
We're going to take a break. I'll be back with more of the 7pm Project soon. Next, James Cameron gives us a sneak peek of the movie Avatar. plus 5 cities in as many minutes. That's the Metro Whip Around. This is the 7 p.m. project.